Hi, everybody. Welcome back to day 2 of Jackie and Jackie's mixed media art party. I'm here with Jackie Bernardi of Painted Paper Studio. That's her YouTube channel. I am Jackie Schomburg of Jackie Schomburg Art, and we are so glad that you're here with us. Yesterday, during day 1, we spent a lot of time making painted papers, so collage papers. We've got tissue paper, we've got regular paper, we've got mark making, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. And we're going to now take some of that at least and make something with it. So this is a mixed media art party, which means anything goes. Could be collage, could be mixed media, could be painting that we just, admire our paper we made yesterday. I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So, Jackie, what am I forgetting to say?
The only thing that I think would be really important right now is if you didn't watch yesterday, one of the things that we found really helpful is if you have a question for us or one of us specifically, because we're both Jackies, it's kind of important that you distinguish. So if you have a question for Jackie Schomburg, just go ahead and write your question, say this is for Jackie S. Or if it's for me, Jackie B. And if it's a question for either one of us, or you want both of us to answer, just put Jackie's plural, like just with an apostrophe S, even though that may or may not be grammatically correct. But let's just do that so that we can distinguish. And if you're watching on the replay and not with us live, because we are live right now, right? We're in the chat and we're saying hello and all that. The chat is live. The video has already been recorded. But 2 years from now, you can still ask your questions and we'll answer them. So
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. You can also just address me as Schomburg if that's easier. But I feel like and if you just say Jackie, then whoever gets to it first will respond, I guess.
exactly. You can't say wrong.
Yeah. You will for sure get an answer from somebody. All right. Let's get this party started, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. So we're just going to keep this super casual. We're going to be chit-chatting. You can see what we're making. You can see our faces at various points at least. And we hope that you will create along with us. So go grab some art materials. And we're so glad that you're here. It's going to be, it was fun yesterday. It's going to be fun again today. And we're pretty excited about it.
Very excited about it.
And I'm just going to use the sketchbook, and I like to work on both pages. I don't know if that's because I'm indecisive and need a place to put something. I don't know, but I seem to work in pairs. I realized that when I had my art up on the walls for my show.
Well, I am working on some 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper, but it's in a giant pad that's actually a block. So it's sealed on all sides so it stays in place. Learned my lessons over time. When filming, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And so moving artwork and chasing it around the table is a real thing. But I'm only using half of it. So it's also a 9x12 spread, just, just this way. So I'm starting off with some collage. I don't know if I'll stick with that, but we'll see. What about you, Jackie?
I am going to start with some painting. And what I like to do is put just some cheap paper behind my sketchbook pages. Otherwise, to your point about having the block, otherwise I will seal all my pages together in my sketchbook once I start going with my gloss medium. So this helps me stay on the pages I intend to stay in. And I don't really know why I feel like paint is the way to go right now, but I think it's just because I wanted to use this color.
Just good enough reason. Right? You don't need any more reason than that. I just the color.
Yeah, that's one thing I was telling my kids because they're always like, I don't know, I can't do this, I can't do this. And I'm like, hey, you're the artist. That means you get to make all the decisions here. So if you say it's done, then it's done. If you say it's not done, it's not done. And it took me a long time to realize that that as artists, we do have power.
Yes.
It's a quiet power sometimes, but the only one who can tell you if your art is finished is you.
Amen.
That was a really hard one for me to learn. I don't know how you came upon it, but I used to always ask people like, I don't know, is it done? Do you think it's done? Do you think it needs more? I don't know. And then my friend Chris Acton of Acton Creative, she's amazing. She's a fiber artist and she weaves. Um, she she was like, well, it's no one else is gonna say, oh, that's not done if you put that in your, art fair booth. It's like, so if you want to put it in, put it in. Doesn't, there's no done. There's no like box that is checked and now all of a sudden it's art versus before it wasn't. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can just say it's done and it's done. She's like, yeah. That was very helpful. It's good to have friends like that.
Very wise advice from her.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're right. If you put it out there that it might not be done, then somebody who has no idea your point of reference or what you think about things, how you create in the world, might give you some advice that you take and you end up with something that you supremely dislike instead of it being almost done and working with it, you know?
Exactly. It can be dangerous to ask other people's opinions too much in your art making, especially in the beginning of the process until you
And in general, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So your opinion of me is none of my business.
That's a very good, yes, that's another way to say it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you know Louise Fletcher? Are you familiar with her?
Sure do. I mean, I don't know her.
Right, right. She's in the UK.
And she'd be a hoot.
Yes, she's one of the first people who said at one point that she just kept a sketchbook that she wouldn't even let her husband see because she wanted to figure out what she liked before she showed it to anyone.
Mhm.
It like it like got in my head and I was like, "You can do that?" It just never occurred to me to not ask someone their opinion of what I just made. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes total sense because I don't even know if I like it yet. So if someone else doesn't like it,
Right?
I'll give up on it too soon. Or I might be, go a different direction and then wish I had not done a different direction." All these little tidbits that we can learn from each other. It, like anything else in life, sometimes it just hits you the right way and you're like, "Oh my gosh, totally changed my mindset forever now."
Yeah.
I had heard it before, but now all of a sudden I've really heard it and it landed. All right. Got this looks to me like some sort of dreamy sky, even though it's fluorescent red. I don't make the rules. I just say what it looks like.
I am just trying to get in some neutral-ish background, knowing that all these colors will work together in one way or another because they were all created together. That's one of my core beliefs. Any color can go together. Any color can go together. It's just how you manipulate it with the colors that go with it, around it, I should say. So you could pick a palette of, 3, 5, 7, 8 different colors. You can make them all work together nicely, even though conventional wisdom would say to you, nope, those can't go. Says who? Well, somebody's going to answer that. So, okay, there's somebody out there who knows, but it's not me. And I'm not going to concern myself with it either.
Exactly. It is funny how colors play on each other. Um, you had asked me yesterday about how do I pick out art for the art show.
Yeah.
And one thing that was really interesting about the whole process of hanging the show was trying to figure out what art to put next to what art.
Mm.
And anything that I had that had this fluorescent red in it, I could have other bright reds that were really vibrant, but if I put those paintings too close to the fluorescent red, they looked like they were almost burgundy. And it just looked so different. It was unreal. It's like, wow. Okay, so we'll split these up across the room. And then they look vibrant again. It was so funny. But where you put the color and what it's next to makes a huge difference. You're so right.
Yeah, I have not had that experience. I've never done a show. I've never had all my art up on one wall. I fantasize about it all the time. I mean, like all those people you see on YouTube that will work on like 12 or 16 different squares all at once. I love that. Like that is a bucket list art session for me someday. And I just haven't allowed myself the time or the space to do that, which is really a shame because I want to do it. There's nothing stopping me from doing it except that, I don't think about it or, what, but
Tell me what you mean by the people who do the different squares, because I know you've done grid journaling before. So what do you
yes.
talking about, like the just giant things?
Yeah. So we both love grid journaling, don't we? Um, it it's sort of like grid journaling, but they actually tape off like 16 individual squares, not on a single piece of paper, just like
Got
4 by 4 row of whatever size. So let's say they're 6 by 6, which they might be. I don't know. And then they go ahead and they paint each one as they go. Like not, they don't finish anything. They just do whatever movement they're doing on one, they do on all the others. And it always comes out a little bit different. And this one artist that I'm thinking of, and her name is escaping me and it'll make me crazy. I will try to remember to put it in the description below. I only know her on Instagram, so I don't know if she has a YouTube channel. But she does them and she has an entire series of paintings to sell in, it's time lapsed. I don't know how long it really takes her, but it looks like it just takes her, 30 seconds. And she has this beautiful series.
Huh.
Love it. It's aspirational for sure.
Those do look really fun. Like I envy the people who just have like these big warehouses and they can just hang giant art on the walls or just giant panels and go do them. Like put like giant paint strokes on each one and then go to the next one, a giant paint strokes. Oh, it looks so appealing. One day.
Yeah, one day. I hear you. I'm still trying to figure out. I made this video over the winter around holiday time, I guess. I don't know. It was a series of videos about my oyster series, and it was supposed to culminate in me working on a giant oyster, and I mean a 6 foot oyster, right?
Okay.
And I get asked a lot, why 6 feet? And the answer is exclusively the challenge of it. Well, the first challenge of it is I can't find a space anywhere to work on it that large and be able to film it while I'm doing it.
Mm.
There's no place in my house, in my studio, where I have enough room to set the camera back to show a whole 6 foot painting being worked on and without disrupting my whole household. I mean, I could do it in the family room, but everybody would be quite upset that I have tarps up for, however months it would take me to do that project.
Sure.
But I will get there. It will happen. I mean, I've even talk about fantasy. I've fantasized about renting some studio space for a month and just going to town on it. It's Newport Beach, California. I can't rent studio space here. No.
I one of I did make a 6 foot by 6 foot canvas or panel this last year. It was a canvas.
I
And
saw
it is so much fun to do. I will tell you that. I will tell you also, it is such a pain in the butt to move around because I had to rent a truck I'll take it anywhere. I have to rent a truck because it does not fit in anything.
Oh dear.
So that part was, I mean, it makes sense. I don't know if I didn't really think about it or just didn't care at the time. Probably didn't care at the time because it really didn't stop me from doing anything.
Right.
But it's very fun to do the big. I like painting big.
Well, I used to work big, I mean, really big when I was doing the custom finishing. I mean, Venetian plaster finishes were my favorite to do, and those would be massive, massive restaurants and houses and things like that.
Uh-huh.
It gave me the predilection of moving large. So moving my arms in huge sweeping movements like this. And so a lot of times when you see me work, that's what you see me doing is working really like big sweeping movements because that is my happy place.
It's such a different feel. It's so different than working tiny.
But
The-
tiny like it's always amazing to me what you can create with tiny.
Me personally, or just in general?
You personally and in general.
Yeah, it is yeah, and you can create it so fast sometimes. Not all the time. But sometimes things come together so fun, so quickly. And when I make things bigger, I'm like, oh, this will be super fast because when I did it when it was 2-inch squares, it was so fast. And then I tried it with, well, I did that with my the series back here. So I did 10 of these paintings,
Love those.
my 12s. And I was like, oh, I'll just do this real quick. It'll be like a grid journal, but just bigger. Well, significantly bigger and significantly more time needed. It didn't seem like it was going to be that much different, but it was.
Um, so that's one of the things that I love about your studio is that you have displayed your work there.
Mm.
I don't really. I mean, I have these frames that have some of my painted papers in them,
Mhm.
but I don't really have at the moment the wall space in the studio where it makes sense for the camera setup. So one of my projects I'm hoping over the summer and maybe into the fall is that I figure out I may need to like redesign the space in the studio so it's better for filming, so it's less dangerous. You know, I'm always working to get everything off the floor. So tripods and camera gear and all the I'm sure you have the same issue.
Oh, yes.
And it does get dangerous. Like sometimes when I'm moving around here, you know, trying to turn off the cameras and oh my gosh, it's a battle zone.
Yes, absolutely. I'm also thinking about a studio reshuffling of some sort because I don't have pets in our house at this time, but I do have small children. Well, I should say young children. They're not small. We're very tall people. But they'll come in here and play hide and seek or something like that, which drives me crazy. I'm like, guys, I have games all over the place. They're like, oh no, we know, we're okay. We forgot. I'm like, did you forget every day? Um, but anyway, they will just kind of adjust things, right? They won't mean to, but things will just kind of get adjusted and askew and need to keep correcting. So getting things off the ground also sounds amazing. You know, I don't know if you can see this, Jackie. I put something black behind it. Here, hold on. So this paper, can you see this design?
Yes.
From my son got gym shoes, and this design was on this tissue paper. And my husband came in and handed me the paper and said that my daughter was like taking it out of the garbage, like, you can't get rid of this. Mom needs it for her collage. And it was like, that's my girl.
Oh my God. So you have enrolled your children in the hoarding of the papers. I
Yeah.
love it.
She's on board. She's my little artist. She's like, I got you. Very funny.
I love that. Do you guys work in the studio together ever?
You know, I envisioned that that would be a thing, and it hasn't been all that often. Part of it is because there's always something going on somewhere and someone wants to watch TV and someone's getting yelled at by the other kids. There's always some sort of drama happening. And I try to do most of my painting while they're at school. Otherwise, I don't really.
Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah.
So that also is, kind of a limiting factor. But I want to do more things with them. What we did do last week, which was so fun, and I hadn't done it for such a long time. We did those like paint your own pottery things where you glaze the bisqued, mugs and whatever. So I did that with my daughter, and then I took my boys the next day, and it was so much fun.
Oh, how much fun. I actually forgot about those places.
A new one just came to our town, and I'm hoping that they turn out well because I made myself 2 different mugs. And I forgot how long it takes to do too. They're This will shock no one, but my mug is black and white with some like Scandinavian flower designs. And I used a color that I can only describe as like fluorescent apricot.
Ooh.
They didn't have any fluorescent colors. Otherwise, I think we all know I'd be going for the fluorescent red. And they didn't really have a great Celadon color either. So I was somewhat disappointed. But they had this really, really bright, pale apricot. I'm hoping it turns out well, and I'll put it on Instagram or something. But
Yes. I must see the mug. And then if we ever do a part 3 and 4 to this, to these 2 videos, then I insist that you have your coffee or tea out of that mug the whole time.
well, you bet. You bet I will.
Okay, everybody, you heard her say it.
Going to ask me twice. I guess so that was the first mug. The second mug is all shades of green because I was trying to get to like a Celadon situation. But about an hour in, I realized that I was doing it like kind of tie-dye-ish. But you have to do 3 coats of every color. And all of a sudden I was like, is this going to turn out like camouflage? This might just be a camouflage mug. Well, I'm not really a camouflage girl, personal preference, but we'll see what the mug looks like. So many mysteries await. That's a great one.
Mhm. This is such an interesting way for me to work, with you and us, chattering as we go. Um, when I am working by myself, not even filming, just literally just working in the studio by myself, I usually listen to a podcast or a book or an audio book or something. I actually had to stop listening to the true crime podcasts because like life is already too true crimey. It's just so much darkness, right? So I stopped listening to those, but I still listen to books or podcasts, mostly actually podcasts. Anyway, um, what I find is even while listening to a podcast, I am way more careful than I'm being right now. Like right now, I'm not even focusing so much on what I am doing. And I'm getting super happy with what's starting to develop here.
You said you're more careful when you listen to the podcast? Or you're less?
I am more careful than I'm being right now. Like right now, my hands are just moving and doing things, largely just moving and doing things. And I'm focusing actually more, my attention is more on the conversation than the output. And it's pretty exciting. The feeling that I'm feeling about that is pretty exciting.
Yep, you're just letting it happen. Sounds like.
Well, I am just letting it happen, but also I'm not I'm not judging myself because I'm talking with my friend Jackie. You know what I'm saying? Like, All y'all need to have a friend named Jackie. I'm just saying.
Well, I think they have two friends named Jackie, right?
Oh, they really do.
You now. I'm glad that we can't hear people like booing, like cheering and booing. We'll just assume you're all cheering for us. That's my concern.
Cheering. I think there were a lot of people that were very, very happy to hear that we would be doing such a thing.
I know. And you know what? I think we should take a moment just to like acknowledge how amazing our communities are because
100%.
they're the best.
Like
They're the
communicating with all of you for sure is the best part of my week. Like really, just everybody's always so gracious and creative, and the suggestions that I get and all that. I love it. How about you?
Oh yeah, like kind, encouraging. I think I've only ever had like one troll in this whole group ever. And I'm sure it wasn't someone who watched the videos often because if they wanted to troll me, why would they waste their time on my videos? But everyone is so consistently warm and welcoming and just plain awesome. So thanks for being you guys. I mean, it
Yes.
truly is why YouTube is my favorite.
Yeah.
To all of you. So
Well, it's my favorite to the degree of I'm really not on any other platform. So all of you who have followed me on Instagram, I totally appreciate it. It's a dust bowl over there. I never post. I go on Instagram a lot, so I'll follow you all. You follow me and I'll follow you back, not in that way. But what I'm saying is I won't be putting anything on there really. It's just I only have X amount of time every week to do all of this. And uh Instagram is just too hard for me to manage. It just is.
yeah, I'm actually working more in that direction too, of just putting more of my effort into YouTube because you guys put so much into me and I appreciate it. And it's just really fun over here. It's just really fun. And Instagram's just hard because the algorithms are so different. And I'm not even sure how much overlap there is when people try to connect, right? YouTube feels like there's more connection here too, which I also value a lot. We're isolated enough in the world. We need more connection, not less.
Heard.
Yeah, it's funny. You're talking about the back to the true crime podcast. Um, back in, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, when I used to go for runs, um, I used to run. There's like a thing called the Green Bay Trail, and it's this big trail on along Green Bay Road, and it's by like the train tracks of the commuter trains, but it's really pretty and it's lush and there's wildflowers and there's forest. And I used to listen to, oh, what's his name? Stuart Woods? No, no. Who did the Stone Barrington books? Do you ever read those? Um,
I did.
but I loved him. I've listened to these things. And then one day I was running, listening to one of these murder mysteries, right? Because it made it seem like I wasn't running. I was so enveloped in the story. And they were like, they found her body next to the train tracks in the woods. And I was looking where I was and I was like, what am I doing? Like, I can't, but I probably shouldn't be running here by myself. And second, I probably shouldn't be listening to this. And that was like, I can't listen to this and run at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was the universe giving you a wake up call there.
I know. And then I told my mom what I was doing. And she's like, why were you doing it? I was like, I know, I figured it out. I shouldn't be doing this. Just, you know, my, I don't know. In my 20s, I thought I was invincible.
Didn't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. It's a I'm always amazed that I survived, the teens and the early to mid 20s. Wow. Different times for sure.
Wow. Right. What am I going to do with this thing? Hmm. yesterday at the end, I got really into making all these black orbs. And I'm realizing now that I have so many black orbs. Oh, I didn't look at the rest of my papers though. Hold on, before I start judging my papers that I made. Sorry.
Hilariously, I just looked up at the screen while you were doing that.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my God, Jackie's creating exactly the same thing as
Isn't you really? Oh. Yeah. It's not so easy to keep for even us to keep track of which Jackie we are, you guys.
very hard.
So funny. Maybe. Maybe I'll use this crazy color. Oh, this is, I don't know. Last night, I was working on something and I just took these pages and basically stamped and soaked up the palette I was working on and spread things around. Maybe I need some of this in my life. Oh, I know what I need. Hello. I need some silicone.
So, maybe it's too personal of a question, but do you talk to yourself when you're in the studio out loud?
I'm sure I do sometimes. I'm sure I do more than I think I do. But since I don't have any witnesses,
Mhm.
I'll never know. What about you? It sounds like that was a bit of a confession as well.
What? Me confess to something like that? Yes. If it's an ongoing conversation, it usually sounds like, where did I put
Oh, yes.
enter the supply? Um, actually doesn't sort of sound like that. That's really the bulk of the conversation a lot. Um, yeah, I do. I talk to myself. Um, and I think largely it's to cement ideas that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll see something, I'll be like, oh God, I want to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And just by saying, oh gosh, I want to remember that, it triggers that. I don't know, it triggers something.
I can hear that. Yeah. It's almost like witnessing yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. On the list. In here.
Yeah, one of the saddest things is I really wish that there was some magical world in which we could play, just radio music while we did our creating on YouTube.
I know. Nope.
Now, and I understand why. And for the music artists, etc. Like I understand why. But wouldn't it just be nice to not have it be so quiet in the background?
It would really be lovely. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but YouTube takes piracy of music very, very, very seriously. So for us to have radios on or anything that is not paid for and attributed music, um, we can get dings against our account. And so that's why uh, it's becoming even more rare for you to listen to music from your favorite creators. Personally, I prefer not hearing the music. It has nothing to do with like musical taste. I mean, yeah, for sure. some music out there that I don't love to listen to, but it's really just more of, for me, because I do have a little bit of a hearing issue, sometimes it impacts, you know, my viewing thing because I'm focusing on something that I shouldn't be. But also I like the calmness of the quiet. And I mean that when I'm watching other people's videos. Mine was quiet.
Yeah. So you mentioned you do listen to audiobooks too. What's one of your favorite audiobooks that you've listened to this year, or books in general?
It's one I'm listening to right now that is a really fun romp, and I'm gonna have to pull it up because I have no idea what it's called. I only just discovered that my Spotify channel now I can listen to books on there too. Very, very excited about that. The book that I am reading now is called, no, that is not what it's called at all. All my music came up, none of my books. Hang on. I'm not going to be able to, something wedding, something, I don't know. I'll put it in the list, but it's a really fun romp. There's nothing serious about it. It's not, I mean, it's dark-ish, but not like really dark. And I'm enjoying it. Something wedding. It's on the bestseller list. I just can't think of what it's called. What about you? Do you listen to audiobooks?
I do. I find that if I don't listen to the audiobook, it will not get read. And that way I can listen to it in the studio. I can listen to it when I'm, you know, running errands or doing dishes or anything else. Um, I've been reading I've been reading like just silly like romantic comedy type things, but I love comedy in general. So I love British comedy. I don't know if you've ever heard of the show Taskmaster.
No.
It is, I discovered it during COVID, and it's this British it's not a game show, but it's, in theory, there are prizes. A bunch of British comedians compete on these random tasks, and it's ridiculous. And everyone thinks differently. They all do it kind of in a vacuum. And then you get to see like what went wrong, and their tasks are ridiculous. So it might be carry these, 12 pints of beer on a tray from one location across a yard to another location. The person who spills the least wins. And so it's so entertaining, especially if you like British comedy, and it's so fun. So I listened to Jimmy Carr has a book called, oh gosh, what's it called? I don't know what it's called. We'll put our book links in the in the description. Um, uh, Something in laughter. I don't know. We'll put it in the description. But it's really good, and it's just about him and his life, and his comedy is very crude and um very different from what the book is. So let me make that clear. If you hate Jimmy Carr because of his stand-up, you might still like the book because he's very sincere, a little crude, but seems to be a sweetheart of a guy, and lots of good life lessons, and it's like a self-help book, but it's written by a comedian, and I love it.
Wow. Two things you wouldn't normally put in the same sentence, right?
Right? Yes.
Like it. Uh, yeah, for podcasts though, I tend to default to, I I don't know, sort of business related, like
Mm.
learn how to use YouTube or, things like that. Like it feels to me like when I listen to a podcast, it feels more transactional than relaxation or just pure. enjoyment, like entertainment.
Okay.
I'm not making anything wrong about that. I mean, that's just the stage that I'm in right this minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's more utilitarian. I have to be honest, I haven't sat down to read a book since, well, I mean, truth is, I haven't done it since I hit menopause, but really, COVID, I just, um, I feel myself feeling anxious if I sit for too long, not actually doing something, which is terrible. I mean, why I've restarted my meditation practice because I don't want to feel like I have to be moving all the time.
Oh,
But that is something that I can attribute to the COVID era.
yeah.
I'll just say that on YouTube, actually. Oh, well.
Um, oh, I just was thinking of something when you were saying something.
Mm,
I don't know. It's gone. It'll come back a different time. I just poured a bunch of Payne's Gray, but I think I want black instead. So I'll have to do something else with the Payne's Gray.
Payne's Gray is my black a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can see that.
I don't know if I am as bold as you are with your contrast, which I think is super exciting. There's something about the Payne's Gray that sort of takes the edge off, if you will, the black I like. I do like black. I'm just a little intimidated by it.
Well, it's definitely harsh. There's no middle ground there. And I do think you're right that the Payne's Gray softens the harshness a bit. Mhm.
Do you remember the first abstract piece you did, like intentionally abstract piece you did? There's a lot of stuff I created when I was little that would definitely be called abstract. That was meant to be a human.
Good question. I don't know that I do. Do you remember?
Mm. As soon as I asked, I said, "Why would you ask such a question?" She's gonna come back with the same question. I've I don't remember my first abstracted piece, but I remember my first jelly pull, like, I'll never forget it.
Oh, wow.
Not only can remember what it was, which I will describe if you're interested, but I will never forget how I felt the second I pulled that piece of paper.
Oh,
It
wow.
it literally changed me as a human being. And when I bought the gel plate, I really didn't know anything about it. I just saw it in the store. And have you ever read Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Right. So one of my artist dates used to be, the store is no longer there, which is so devastating. A small independent, art store disappears. But it was called Sterling Art in Irvine, California. And I used to go there every Monday for my artist date. And I would just walk up and down the aisles and just some weeks I actually walked out of there without purchasing anything.
Wow.
It's true. But I just loved spending time in there, and I saw gel plate, so I bought it. I didn't know how to use it really. I just, read whatever the packaging said.
Sure.
So so I had it in my head that I was going to be Mark Rothko, right? And I was going to create these beautiful, just glorious, layered and sumptuous prints. And I rolled out two colors, and one was like a goldish ochre, and the other one was kind of a salmon color. And I did a gradation on the plate. Again, I didn't really know what I was doing. So that beautiful foolishness that we have when we don't know what we're doing. There's absolutely nothing in my head that said this wouldn't work.
Yep.
And it did work. It totally worked. And I didn't do it on a piece of paper. I had a journal, like a journal that I opened up for 2 pages and I put it right down on top of the plate and I pulled it. And when I pulled it, somehow the print pulled up. Like it actually did what it was supposed to do, and I didn't think it was going to. I mean, in retrospect, it shouldn't have pulled. Like not as evenly as it did. Like none of it should have worked. And I pulled it, and when I saw what happened, first off, I didn't imagine it to look the way that it did. It looked so much better. But that randomness, it changed me, literally changed me and the way that I approach any art ever after. And that's not hyperbole. That is God's out.
Well, I can hear it in your voice that it was such a big
Moment.
That's so cool.
And just the other day, someone wrote to me on YouTube that she had not, she couldn't find her gel plates, and like, oh, you got to find them. Like they're waiting for you to do something. And she mentioned that the first time she used them, she didn't like the pull, and so she just put them away.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say, it broke my heart for her a little bit, right? Because that next pull might be the one that makes you like me, like so ecstatic that you can't imagine not having a gel plate in your life, right?
Yeah. But I can see it happening now, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
like, I mean, and I watch it with my kids. They'll be like, "Oh no, this isn't for me," and I'm like, "No, no, no! But you've only done it for 5 minutes. Like, right? Can you just like sit with it a little longer?" No, I don't do this. I don't know how to do it. I don't do it well. And I'm like, "Oh, uh, but no one knows how to do anything well at first, right?" Some people luck out, but we all need time. But with gel printing, that's the other thing too. It is fairly accessible, which is also pretty nice. You get
Yes.
very skilled at it, but also you can try it tomorrow and you might make the coolest pull anyone's ever done.
Yep.
Oh, I should have waited for that to dry.
Do you ever watch Fulton? Art Whisperer 88?
No, I know who he is, but I never knew his name until I think you might have mentioned it to me last time we talked.
Did we already talk about Fulton? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Not everybody here was in on that telephone conversation. I mean, that first Zoom call, not yesterday, but the original Zoom call. So there we go. We're talking about Fulton now. Um, he he's a fine artist, printmaker, fine artist, and his prints, his pulls are unbelievably gorgeous. And talk about earlier or yesterday, whenever it was, when I was talking about wanting to be like in my head, I'm this really great graphic artist, which I'm not at all.
Yeah.
He does the most beautiful graphic type prints. It's lovely. I really highly recommend. And the thing that's astonishing is he does it all on a very large gel plate. I think his gel plate is the 16 by 20.
Oh, wow.
My own experience with the 16 by 20, and now that I have the really gigantic one, the 18 by 24, is you have to work differently on the really large gel plates than you do, just on normal size ones.
Sure.
You have to be more intentional on that, and it makes me admire his work even more. I'll link to Bolton and Art Whisperer 88 in the or Jackie will link to it. This is her channel. What am I saying?
Yes.
Jackie will link to it.
I was just gonna let you say it. I was like, "Oh, okay. Can't wait to see it." Yes, I will do that as well. For sure. Hmm.
Do you think you're going to end up with a finished piece today?
Well,
I don't
I think let's find out when we all find out. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't. know if I will either. There's some things I got it in my head to use some Sumi inks today with this, which is kind of interesting because I have gone with an extraordinarily neutral palette, which is unusual for me. I do like neutrals, but I don't do it very often. I hope you all can see all of this on camera, actually, because these are very light neutral colors for me. I'm not mad about it. It's
You know what's funny is yesterday I made these rubber band prints, and we were talking about Payne's Gray, and I was like, oh, I haven't used Payne's Gray for a long time. I used it literally yesterday and forgot all about it. I've just pulled them out and I was like, I don't remember using that at all. So yeah,
thank
random.
goodness we have the video to go back to see what we did.
Yes, exactly. Usually I remember, something that I've done, but apparently the Payne's Gray was my secret weapon even against myself.
Do you have an absolute favorite color? Is it that red or does it vary? Look at what you're doing. Oh my God. That blue green is stunning.
It definitely varies, and it's what's my favorite color to work with, what's my favorite color to wear, what's my favorite color to, use. It all varies. Right now, I'm just really in the Celadon fluorescent red zone lately.
Love it.
But, then there's black and white, and how do you top black and white? So I just adding colors like that.
I've got this shape here that totally reminds me of the Easter Island statues. Do you see this?
Yes, I do see that. That's funny.
I
I
feel
see it.
like I want to use it, but I feel like I should have already used it because it's so prominent. And it's also on copy paper. You know what? I'm just going to use it. What the heck? This is what I tell everybody to do all the time anyway. So I should probably take my own medicine, right?
I know it's kind of helpful. I feel like talking about the community, I feel like you guys also keep us honest.
Exactly.
I'll catch myself thinking and then overthinking and overthinking. And I'm like, what am I doing? I tell everyone else just to put it down. So I'm just going to glue this down.
All right. What is the 55-minute warning?
All right.
Do you have one of these rotary cutters, Jackie?
I don't. I've looked at them, but I've never done it. Will that be a life-changing situation?
I don't know if it'll be life changing. Normally, I use such hyperbolic statements for other things, but I will tell you the flow in which you can cut things with it is remarkable. I mean, you can do things with it that you just can't do with other things. And I do like that, especially since a lot of the papers that I paint are very large papers. And so to get the thing that I want to cut it out with shears, the older I get, the less I enjoy cutting with shears. I much prefer tearing and using devices to do the work that are not like snip, snip, snip.
Yeah.
And it's not because my hands hurt. It's just I just don't enjoy it.
And my hands do hurt. So I have silly arthritis in my thumbs, and
Oh no.
but I have those like my scissors, right? These arthritic scissors, arthritis scissors, whatever the grammar is supposed to be.
Oh,
And
the snappy ones, like oh, I like that.
after you use your fingers instead of your thumbs to, for the force. So I really like those. But I have been eyeing the rotary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it looks so effortless, right? Seeing people cut fabric with it. And I was like, oh, is that going to work? Will that work for paper? So it's nice to know that it works for paper.
It really does. And even delicate papers, like I wouldn't necessarily, I haven't tried it though. I wouldn't use it with the medical exam paper while it was wet, but I would totally use it with the wet strength tissue paper if it were, because I mean, that is just so strong, or actually you don't know yet, but I'm going to convert you. Maybe not convert you, but I'm going to get you excited about it. How about that?
It will take very little to get me excited about more paper. Where am I? Oh, see, I lost my scissors. Isn't it? Don't you wish that we could see what everyone else was making?
Yes. In the
Right.
same way that I wish we had smell-o-vision when I watch a cooking show.
I would take that as well. Oh, this is good. Okay, I'm gonna do it right.
Actually, um, oh, YouTube doesn't let you do that. I was just gonna say, everybody should post what they're working on in our community feed on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't do that yet. They really should, though. Give us the option, right?
That would be nice. Yep. What was my plan here? Oh, this was my plan. Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
What kind of music do you like, Jackie?
I like a little bit of everything. One of my best friends from school used to be a reggae DJ for the Northwestern radio station in college. And through her, I learned all about 90s dance hall reggae, which was the best. And so my list will go from like dance hall reggae to Paul Simon to um like 90s Snoop Dogg back to James Taylor around to Taylor Swift. Like it's a hot mess of randomness, but I love having the diversity, yes. Um yeah, little John Denver, circle back around for REM, all the things. What about you?
Things.
What about you, Jackie? What's our go?
I am I well, I like a lot of things. I love any music that they play at a wedding just because whatever it is, it's current and it's always gonna make you dance music. Love that. And given that I was just at a wedding last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 week, whenever it was, that was a riot. Uh, my go-to is classic rock, although I am ready for this, everybody. I am a closet metalhead.
No.
1980s hair band metal. Uh,
Awesome.
yep. And I've got to be in the mood for it, obviously, but I do enjoy it. And I don't know why this one piece is taking me so long. It's ridiculous how much I've spent on this Easter Island head. Um, uh, really, oh, funk, like
Oh yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire, I could listen to all the time. I mean, there's a billion bands like that. I don't mean just to point them out, but like really, why not? Because everything it just is so good. Makes me want to dance. Anything that makes me want to dance, Jackie. That's my answer. Anything that makes me want to dance. I love to dance. Um, I'm not a terrible dancer, right? So, I mean, I'm not Elaine on Seinfeld. Ha. That's
Amazing.
Let's put it this way. I've been told I'm not Elaine on Seinfeld, but maybe those are people that really love me.
That's funny. So I did leave off classic rock. Classic rock for me is also huge.
Yeah.
Um, my twins were born to Boston, More Than a Feeling.
Aw.
Um, and my third kiddo was born to Thank God I'm a Country Boy. So I'm like, I don't know what he thinks about that. Um,
Hilarious.
my random playlist. Yeah, my brother is 7 years older than I am, and anything he did was amazing. And so that's, of course, he'd never let me pick the radio station. So I listened to classic rock all the time growing up.
Yeah. Siblings have a way of doing that, don't they?
Mhm. Do you have siblings? I don't know that I know this.
I do. I have two sisters. One's 10 years older and one is 2 years younger. And we're all over the country, which makes it really hard, but we do our best to see each other a lot. My mom lives out here in California. So, that's the reason to have everybody come and visit aside from us, but you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
there's probably more travel coming in this direction than me going out there. But, like we were discussing before, this is just the stage of life that I'm in. I'm in the caregiving stage, again. And, being able to go see them and all that will, will have to wait just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully longer than a little bit, really is the way I should say that. But you know what I mean.
I
Uh,
know what you mean.
yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to have a whole lot more to add today because I think I need. I don't know what I.
I'm just wanting this Easter egg head or Easter Island head to pop out a little bit more. Thank you. Archie's back, everyone.
Hi, Archie. Now, I did bring it. I was going to say I have one piece of paper that I thought maybe I'll use this, and then of course I couldn't find it. But I don't know that I want that.
Oh my gosh, I just realized what was missing from the face. So, your black and white stripes are one of your signatures, right? One of your signature elements.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it is dots. Like you, I'm very attracted to curvilinear shapes.
Uh-huh.
Although right now, if you ask me to tell you where my hole punch is, here it is right here. Okay. Dots show up in almost every piece I create.
Okay.
Um, and I love them. Is all I want to say about that.
Mhm.
Except I don't love, okay, so I'm just going to own this. I don't love punching holes in medical exam paper. It just doesn't hold up really. So I've got to try to find I don't want any red here from yesterday on paper that is not tissues. And I want red dots. I sound like a petulant child right now. I want red dots. I am going to use this as my version of red dots, which is really just transparent red oxide. There's red in the name, right?
That'll work. The downside of keeping all of my paints in these squeeze bottles is that much like I don't take great care of my brushes, I don't take great care of finding caps to these bottles. So
Yes.
the little tips clog up.
Yep. Heard my gloss medium, like you, I transfer into a squeeze bottle because I like the control I have better with it, but same thing as you're saying.
Yep.
I lost a little red top or two ages ago, and now I just have to be mindful to put some tape or something over it when I'm done each time.
All right. I'm pretty sure
All right, I can be done if you're done.
if I keep it here, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wreck it.
I may work on this more later, but I'm loving all this. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Like the black.
You just did that.
That feels better. I don't know where it needs it on this side, but all right. Do a little on this side, and then I think I'll be. You know what? I'm gonna do this.
You know, for two gals who did not have an intention for finishing anything today,
We didn't do so bad, huh?
we did so bad.
I love yours. Yours, I mean, yours looks like, I mean, it could not be more cohesive from a story perspective, right? It looks fantastic.
Thank you, Jackie S. Hang on. Let me give you your due your due here, but for some reason I can't get my dots to come out. All right. I'm missing a dot and it's going to make me crazy. Oh, no, that's not dark enough. Sorry. Hang on, Jackie. I'm going to be looking at yours in the scripts. Are you kidding me? Really? Where are all my dots going to? All right. You know what? I'm going to fake it. Great, Jackie.
You're fine. All right.
I'd like to think that I'm not obsessive compulsive about things, but if I didn't fix this right now, I'd be thinking about it all day today.
Well, we don't want that.
No.
Okay, now it's better. It was super fun. This was like art camp this week.
Yes. Yeah.
So much fun.
Do you all feel like that? Like it was art camp? Or do you feel like it was like coffee chat with art? Like tell us what you thought about this. Also, let us know, be kind, please, but let us know if you'd like us to do something like this again.
Yes,
Right? Because I'm not opposed. Are you, Jackie?
I'm not opposed. And if you find us super annoying for some reason, you could just watch a different channel.
Yeah.
Actually, finish really annoying and watch the whole thing. Then I feel like, I mean, that's kind of awesome. So maybe you really like us secretly deep down. No, but thank you everyone for joining us. This was so much fun. Thank you, Jackie, for doing this with me.
Yes, Jackie, thank you for doing it with me. And these videos will live on for infamy on YouTube, apparently, right?
Yes, we will put links in the descriptions. We will put supplies in the descriptions. We'll give you all the information. It might not be up the second this goes live because some of that will take us some time,
Yes.
but it will go there. You can ask us any questions you have in the chat if you're watching live and in the comments whenever.
Exactly. We're here for you. We really are, actually. We really are here for you. And we get to have fun while we do that. So
Thank you for joining us at our art party.